Hi guys, down at Tynemouth Priory. I'm with Emily today. This is where Emily's from. I don't really know Tynemouth at all, but it's really cool to be here. So yeah, it's an old monastic priory that was closed in 1539 in the dissolution. And whilst we're here, we're going to be walking up to Whitley Bay and get an ice cream on the way. We've been to the Tynemouth market at the Tynemouth metro station, which was really good. I'm just checking that I got that right. Yeah, so we're going to have a look around the priory. The chapel at the east end is open, which I didn't know it was. I thought it was closed because of COVID restrictions, but it's open. So we're going to have a look around. So the whole outcrop here, the whole site on top of what used to be called in very old times Penbow Crag, now the site of the priory. I mean, the entire space up here is really a mix of different sort of historical periods, sites from different periods. So behind there you've got more modern military radio station buildings, and then obviously the medieval ruins of the monastery and the gatehouse down there, and there's a burial ground over that way as well. So it's a really interesting site to explore, and the sun's come out now, which is actually brilliant because the forecast was rubbish. So yeah, highly recommend it. It's really nice, really good. And then we're going to walk up to Whitley Bay, and you can see St Mary's Lighthouse probably just in the distance up there. Well, I can see it, but you can't see it on this video probably. But yeah, we're going to be walking that way, and yeah, maybe get some fish and chips or an ice cream on the way. Good days, happy days. So although the Priory Church and the monastic complex was suppressed in 1539, a lot of the site remained in use up here for many centuries, up until the mid-20th century actually. And you can see here a burial ground laid over what will have been a bit of the monastic sort of outbuildings, this great gun battery. The site was redeveloped in the late 1800s because of its great defensive position on top of the headland looking out to sea. And there's a bit more of the burial ground. To go back to the priory here, the amazing architecture of the presbytery is just astonishing. So the 13th century architecture, a bit earlier maybe, but survives really well. So at the very east end of the priory's presbytery, there's this small door which leads into an even smaller chantry chapel, which is known as the Percy chantry. It's mid-15th century and has this wonderful vaulted ceiling. It was misidentified as the St Mary Chapel until 1907, when a historian suggested that it could be related to the Percy family, who were restored to the earldom of Northumbria in the 15th century. But it has since been sort of re-identified. Its patron has been identified and probably thought to be the prior John Langton, whose initials appear in some of this sculpture. Well, the priory is fantastic. There's so much here. I definitely recommend coming down. The chapel at the end with the vaulted ceiling, and the cemetery, the burial ground with a lot of the headstones to people who worked in the maritime trade around here. Really good. Lots of nice dogs. Yeah, it's really good. The ruins are fantastic. So we're going to walk up to Whitley Bay now. I don't know why you're laughing. We're going to walk up to Whitley Bay and get an ice cream. Anyway, so what I was trying to say there before I started laughing, because people came up right behind us, was that, yeah, it's proper hot now. So it's a great day. And oh, Emily's back now. Yeah, the Percy Chapel was really good, just built onto the east end of the priory, and that's the 15th century chapel with the amazing vaulted ceiling. Hopefully got some good clips of that. Definitely got some silly photos of me anyway in there. And now, yeah, we're going to get going. Look at the great views over towards South. Which are we on? South or North Shields now?
North.
So that's South Shields over there. So while we were walking down Long Sands towards Whitley Bay, I keep forgetting where we are, I saw this church in the distance up on the cliffs. St George's Church at Cullercoates. I had to look at the sign there. And it's open. It's this amazing Victorian church inside. I have to admit, I don't know much about it at all. I don't know anything about it. But it looks Victorian, so that's something to look up when I get home. Always a great surprise, but I've left Emily somewhere by the beach still, because I had to run up here to have a quick look, so I better run back. And now we've come to Whitley Bay, I think, or Cullercoates, somewhere between the two. And that's it. We're just going to go to a bookshop, Oliver's Bookshop, second-hand bookshop. You said it's really good.
I did.
So I've got a tenner, and then and that's it for the day. Cheers, guys. Thanks for, I don't know, coming along. Cheers.